Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel and welcome to your 3-minute racing strategy guide for the GT Sport FIA Nations Round 5 Exhibition 2021 season. It's Group 1 cars and it's a Blue Moon Bay Infield B, which is a bit of a fancy oval if nothing else. We've got 29 laps to get round, we have fuel consumption at ×3, tyre wear at ×9, both the racing soft and the racing medium tyres are available. We're in Group 1 cars and both those tyres are mandatory. Now a quick look at the top 10 leaderboard says there's 2 cars that are available for this one, but ignore the car in the top 3 positions. You want to be picking R92 CP, which is the Nissan Group C car from 1992. Now moving on to the strategy, there's literally 2 options. You start on the softs and then you move on to the mediums, or you start on the mediums and you move on to the softs. So let's discuss the sort of pros and cons for each one. Now if you're starting on the soft tyres, you're not going to be doing what you usually kind of tend to do in these races where you run the softs for about 2/3 of the race and then move on to the mediums. The soft tyres actually degrade pretty quickly, and we're on lap 13 here, and to be perfectly honest with you, I know I can go quicker on a fresh set of mediums now, but it's a bit of a balancing act, because if you stop too early then those mediums are going to be pretty finished by the end of the race. So lap 13 is my optimal lap, I think, for making the pit stop from the soft to the mediums. Now the pit stop is fairly quick in Gran Turismo Sport terms these days at 17.6 seconds. Fuel is of no issue whatsoever. Do be careful as you come out the pits, because you will have to make an upshift very quickly into second gear in this car, and just be careful about rejoining the racing line. So the medium tyres, where we're asking 16 laps out of the medium tyres, remain very steady throughout the stint all the way to the end. Starting to lose a few attempts towards the end of the race, but that fuel is quite high at ×3. It's not going to be an issue in terms of running out of fuel, but it does mean the car is very light at the end, which means you get a lot more longevity out of whatever tyres you use in the second stint, just through the car becoming lighter. But we managed to do a finish there with 40.7, most of the laps on the medium tyres coming in between about a 40.5 and a 40.9. For the duration of the 16 lap stint. 20 minutes and 2 seconds was the finishing time for that run. Let's move on to the alternative run, where we start on the medium tyres and then move on to the softs. Now I was kind of curious as to how long we can make the softs last on the second stint, so we actually stopped at the end of lap number 10 on our mediums. I think it was a little bit early because you're asking for 19 laps on the soft tyres. Soft tyres were pretty decent, to be perfectly honest with you, up to around about lap 22 to 23, and then from the lap times you can quite clearly see there's a increase in the lap time of about 3 to 4 tenths. And those actual lap times towards the end, where we're doing 41s, are fairly legitimate. We do actually have 40.7 here on the last lap because we nailed the last corner really well, but 19 laps, obviously capable of doing that on the soft tyres, but you might be asking a little bit long. Really what you want to be doing in this one, in my opinion, is either if you find yourself with a bunch of traffic where they're fighting like cats and dogs, then sort of make an early pit stop and try and get some clear track and put in some representative lap times, or if you can find some people to work with, then work with them, because using the slipstream you will get better lap times. Now you might be asking, what about the Nissan, the GT-R LM Nismo? It's terrible. It's a bit of a trick with the hybrid, which is why people get really fast lap times over one lap. Over a race distance you'll have no front tyres and it's very slow because the hybrid burns out. But that has been your 3-minute strategy guide for round 5 of the FIA Nations 2021 season for the exhibition. Please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button if you like what I'm doing on the channel, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye now.